the song with your heart. Play the song with your heart.
And one time. What is good, YouTube? This is your boy Aaron.
Brian.
And this is the Courtside View podcast, and we are back. Final week of the NBA season. How you feeling?
It's about time. We getting ready to get some real basketball being played here in the playoffs, hopefully.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that some teams are sitting out because last night's game, I was looking forward to the Suns and the Nuggets. The Nuggets is like, we clinched the number one seed. We don't need to play our players. Let's wait it out. And the Suns almost lost. It was a tight-knit game. I actually I was watching like the first half of it, and then I just turned it off. I was just like, I'm good.
I ain't watched no NBA games yesterday.
I'm good. And then the 76ers game was just terrible. They were just not – they didn't want to play at all. They were getting blown out by the Miami Heat at home. So just bad basketball. Teams are trying to – preserve their players, not trying to go all out because the NBA playoffs are right there. They're like creeping up on us. 1 week remaining. So let's talk about just what happened last week in the NBA, right? Number one, I will have to say is, did we? Oh, yeah, we already talked about the whole Giannis Bucks getting blown out by 40. That was like a week ago. But let's talk about just the implications, so the play-in, and then also the 6 and the 5 seed. So right now, the Clippers are the 5th seed, the Warriors are the 6th seed, the Lakers are the 7th seed, the 8th seed belongs to, is it Minnesota? No, it's the Pelicans. 9th seed, Minnesota, 10th seed, OKC. And so the Lakers, they play the Suns tonight. I don't know if the Suns are going to rest their players or not. They're coming off a back-to-back, and then they played a lot of minutes. Kevin Durant played like 41 minutes. I think Chris Paul and Devin Booker played a lot of minutes as well. So we'll see what happens. They might play a half. We don't really know. And so then the Warriors, they play the Kings tonight. That's another game where it's possible the Kings might rest their players because I'm looking at the injury report. A lot of questionables on their illnesses, So they might sit a lot of players as well. Pelicans, I forget who they play. I don't know who they play. But it's just a lot of things going on. It's looking like the Warriors will probably be the 6th seed and the Clippers will be the 5th seed. Unless the Clippers decide we're just gonna rest our players because we don't want to play the Suns. But I think it's highly unlikely that the Clippers will do that, especially if Kawhi is playing 43 minutes against the Lakers. So I think this will be the standings. Where are you on it? How you feel?
Yeah, I think about the same. I don't really see too much movement happening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, cause
Lakers blew their chance the other night. So.
And the thing is, for me, it's interesting. Do you want to be the 5th seed or would you rather be in the play-in? That's a question, right? Because the Suns, Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, Chris Paul can get it going sometimes. Do you really want to go against them in the first round? Albeit you get more time off before the playoffs start. But you got to play arguably the best team in the West. Do you really want to go against them or play the Pelicans in the play-in spot, 1-game elimination, and then play the Grizzlies in the first round? If I'm the Lakers, I'd rather do that. I'm sorry. Now, I wish the Lakers would have won because they would have been able to control their destiny, possibly sat out some players maybe, a lot more flexibility. But at the same time, I'd rather play in the play-in than go up against the Suns in the first round.
Why?
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. Ain't y'all supposed to be like the most talented team?
I want see. Here's the thing, because I want to save that for the Western Conference Finals. I like theater. I don't want it right now. Like Infinity War. You like Infinity War. But if they just would have started off with Infinity War instead of the first Avengers, would have been more meaningful?
No.
Did you like the first Justice? Did you like the Justice League movie at all? Why? Because there was no build up. There wasn't no good build up. See, I want things to build up before we get to the climax of it all. I don't want to get there now. I want Kevin Durant. I want Devin Booker when the chips are really on the line. I'm talking about to get to the NBA Finals. I want it then. I don't want it like the first round. That's bad. That's bad theater. That's how I feel about it. And I'd rather play in the play-in and then play the Grizzlies than play the Suns. That's just me. I don't want to be in a bloodbath early. And then the second round we get But
let's say hypothetically you lose to the Pelicans. Then you have to play another game.
Okay.
And then end up being the 8th seed and have to play the Nuggets.
Okay. I'd rather play the Nuggets than the Suns. That's just how I feel about it. Because
y'all that scared of KD?
It's not that I'm scared. It's that I want to play them in the Western Conference Finals. It's theater, man. I like the best players playing in the most meaningful games. And that is Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Western Conference Finals. Man, you know how hyped that will be? You know how insane that will be? The storylines behind it. Oh my gosh. LeBron chasing ring number 5. Kevin Durant chasing ring number 3. Both of these guys playing in the Western Conference Finals. Who will go to the finals to play the Bucks or play the Celtics? Man, that'd be great.
No, you had it right the first time. The Bucks. You had it right the first time.
Oh, okay, whatever. Well, you better hope Chris Middleton is healthy. I heard he went out last game, so you better hope he's healthy because without Chris Middleton, you guys are free.
I'm gonna suit up. I'm suiting up.
You're suiting up?
Yeah,
just to be on the bench.
Nope.
Passing
up at
passing
least 15
down water,
a game.
passing them water.
Nope.
You gonna be like Giannis's brother, just chilling on the bench, getting the paycheck because he knows because he's related to him. Nope. That's what you're gonna be on. That's what you're gonna be doing. Anywho, yeah, that's just how I feel about the situation. The Lakers, they lost to the Clippers. I'll give the Clippers credit.
What was that 11 in a row they won?
Yeah. The Clippers, they take these games serious. They think this is a rivalry. Paul George thinks it's a rivalry. I don't think it's really a rivalry at all. I don't think the Lakers really care about this matchup that much, and I think it was a schedule loss. But I will give the Clippers credit. They came out there firing. I said good game from the start because I saw Russell Westbrook hitting back-to-back threes and hitting mid-range shots. I was like, man, the Lakers don't have it tonight. And somebody was like, man, the game just started. I know my team. I know how they operate. And when I see the opposing team hitting shots, when I see a player from the opposing team that's not known for hitting shots, making shots over and over again with ease, it's a wrap. I know how my team operates. You can't fool me. I know your game. That's literally. And then Bones Highland started hitting shots, and Dennis Schroeder was looking like a cone on defense. I know how this is going to end. And they lost. Now, they cut it down. They were getting very close. But just like how they always do this year, fake comebacks. The fake comebacks. They're the king of fake comebacks. And so we lost the game. Kawhi Leonard, I ain't going to lie, LeBron James was clamping him for a minute. That third quarter, I couldn't find you, Kawhi. I was searching for you. LeBron had that man locked up, and he was giving him the business on offense. Cooking his ass left and right. I think he had 30 points in the second half. Yeah, LeBron was doing his thing. So I'm very confident. After seeing what LeBron did against the Clippers, I'm very confident. Stat pad. All right, get out of here. He literally got them back into the game. But Dennis Schroeder wanted to turn into a cone, and Darvin Ham didn't want to put Mo Bamba in the game, who actually has size, and keep playing Wenyen Gabriel, who was getting bullied in the paint by Zubac, which I just don't understand at all. And then Darvin Ham, I don't see, he's going to be the death of this team, because how the hell do you bring out a lineup with no shooters? What I mean by that, they had LeBron, Dennis, Wenyen, Roy, and I think he had I don't know if it was Vanderbilt or Troy Brown. No shooter, no legitimate shooter. Why? See, this is the stuff I'm talking about with Darvin Ham. Last week's episode, I brought up the point that it's going to come down to Darvin Ham and Anthony Davis. And you were like, what about year 20? Because I already know what year 20 is going to do.
How many points he had at the half? Can you remind me?
He had 3. What did he do in the second half? It doesn't matter how you start. It's how you finish. You know what I'm saying? It's a 48-minute game.
He tricked
not 24, 48 minutes.
He tricked y'all.
Trick y'all. He has 4 rings. What do you mean trick?
You talk about he tricked y'all that game.
All right, bro.
Well, you can't fool me, LeBron. I'm familiar with it.
Well, if Dennis Schroeder's going to turn in the cone and Darvin Ham's not going to realize it and sub him out, then what can LeBron do? He was literally
not score 3 points in the first half.
Okay, but he was literally clamping the best player on the Clippers.
You mean double teaming the best player?
Bro, he was literally guarding this man. Okay, there were times where he did have help, but there were times where he was literally guarding this man one-on-one. Kawhi didn't do anything. Oh, but you're not going to talk about that.
Yeah.
Because that doesn't help your agenda.
No.
Exactly. So, see what I mean? So, I mean, yeah, this LeBron hater, he said, oh, you know, I'm going to bet $5 on the Lakers money line because you wanted to jinx them. Shameful. And you were proud of it, too. Unbelievable. But, anywho, we're not talking about that. Golden State. If you're the Kings, who would you rather want to face? The Lakers or the Warriors?
The Lakers.
Why?
They have worse coaching.
Okay, that's fair. But
and the Warriors in the playoffs is.
You still trust them on the road?
That's a good question. No.
So you don't trust them on the road, but you still would want to play the Lakers when they're one of the hottest teams in the league. They've been one of the hottest teams in the league.
See, I trust the Lakers to do more dumb stuff than the Warriors.
So you trust Jordan Poole? You think Jordan Poole isn't going to do anything dumb?
He's battle tested. We've seen the finals.
Tested?
We've seen the finals.
Well, he had like 13 points, and you call that great?
I ain't say that was great. I said he's battle tested.
Battle tested. Well, I'm looking at the regular season. It's looking like that money getting to his head.
How many times have we seen this story over and over again? The Warriors, they look in the regular season, they get to the playoffs and just turn up.
Oh, I mean that's funny.
You can't let them trick you.
So let me because I remember before they won the championship in 2022.
The last time I seen the Lakers in the playoffs, AD was getting clamped by DeAndre Ayton.
Actually, that's not true because he did have back-to-back like 30-point games and then he injured himself. Remember that? Remember that? Yeah. So let's not.
Or was it LeBron? Shoot, I can't remember. DeAndre Ayton was putting in work on somebody.
He was putting in work. He was cooking Anthony Davis. I ain't gonna lie, but Anthony Davis, he had like 2 like really great games. The Lakers, I think, may have been 2-2 or something like that. And Anthony Davis gets injured, and then the season was over. That's how it ended. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about the Warriors and the Kings out here. And I disagree with you. I think the Kings should want to play the Warriors because I think the Lakers are more talented. I think that the Lakers, from a defensive standpoint, I think they're better. The Warriors, they have no size at all. They desperately need Andrew Wiggins. That's number one. Without Andrew Wiggins, but they are getting Andrew Wiggins back, so that's a good thing. But they don't have enough. I don't think they have enough wing depth. I like Clay, but he's not the defender that he once was. And he's how has Clay been offensively? Because I feel like he's been okay. He's been up and down. So he's not as consistent as he once was. The Warriors are getting a bit older. I don't really trust their bench that much. I think their bench with Moody and with Kuminga and
Moody been stepping up.
Just recently, but I can't. I'm not sold. I have to see more of it and the rest of the guys. So I think the Warriors. I would rather play the Warriors. I think they're easier to defend than the Lakers. LeBron James coming down the court. Who the hell on the Kings can defend LeBron James?
Who can defend Steph Curry on the Kings?
You said who can defend Steph Curry on the
Yes.
Kings? You can put Davion Mitchell on him.
I know he's like kind of defensive guy, but like
You could put Davion Mitchell on him. You could do a lot of different things. But the Kings are not known for the defense anyway.
their
but
defense is terrible.
I
Actually,
know. But
their offense is.
But I think it'll be a lot harder because, one, you have LeBron James coming down the court, and then you have Anthony Davis in the freaking paint. Like, they don't have no shot blockers that can stop Anthony Davis. They'll have to probably double. You have Austin Reeves, who can get his own shot. You have D'Angelo Russell, who can get his own shot.
What was D'Angelo Russell's stat line last game?
I don't remember.
Oh.
I don't remember. But that's the Clippers. They have a lot of guys that can do some things. But anywho, the Lakers have a lot of different options where with the Warriors, they're limited. Like Dante DiVincenzo, he's not really a guy you can really rely on. Obviously you have Steph. Clay, he can be hot and cold. Draymond, we already know he's not really an offensive guy. Jordan Poole, he's hot and cold. Very hot and cold. Like let me ask you this. Take out LeBron and Steph. Let's look at the lineups. Jordan Poole or Austin Reeves, who do you trust more?
Jordan Poole or who?
Austin Reeves, who do you trust more?
Well, one is a foul merchant and one isn't, so I trust Jordan Poole.
You're smoking crack. You are crazy.
I don't trust ref baiters in the playoffs. I'm sorry.
Okay, but Austin Reeves, even without the fouls, he's still a really nice player.
I ain't even know he was playing the last game.
Yeah, I think he had 20 last game.
Really?
Yeah, he did.
That was the quietest 20 points I've ever seen.
Well, he is a role player, so I mean, it's gonna be kind of quiet, especially you get blown
I
out.
notice when role players get their game off.
But you really trust Jordan Poole over
I
Austin
seen one
Reeves?
in the finals and the other
Jordan,
one.
you acted like Jordan Poole was putting up 25 in the finals, putting up 20.
He was there. He made big shots.
That's it. He was just there. He was
made
just
big
there.
shots. He stepped up when he
my
needed to.
Goodness,
What you talking
that
about?
is hilarious, man. That is funny. That is just crazy, man. So you think this season, after what you've seen so far from Jordan Poole and Austin Reeves, that you would trust Jordan? Okay. The $140 million man, you trust him? Okay. All right. Who else? D'Angelo Russell. I'm trying to compare Anthony Davis or Klay Thompson. Who you trust more?
Obviously, A. Disney.
Okay,
You kidding me?
All right. Let me see who else is in the lineup. D'Angelo Russell or let me see here. Draymond. Who you trust more?
Ugh. This is something.
Yeah.
D'Lo been sneaky. He stunk it up the last playoffs,
Yeah.
like bad.
Yeah.
At least Draymond, he's going to bring consistent defense,
Mm-hmm.
but he ain't giving you no buckets.
Mm-hmm.
I trust Draymond.
Trust Draymond. That's fair. That's fair. What about Jerry Vanderbilt or Looney? Who you trust more?
Looney.
You trust Looney?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. All right. Who do you think has more firepower though between the Lakers and the Warriors? Who has more firepower?
Without Steph and LeBron,
Yeah, take them out.
probably the Lakers. Yeah, they have a pretty deep roster.
Okay, put LeBron and Steph in there. Who has more firepower?
Still the Lakers.
So you're telling me the Lakers have more firepower than the Warriors, but you rather want to play the Lakers than the Warriors? You're insane.
See, man, the Warriors like the boogeyman to me. I don't want to see them in the
LeBron's
playoffs.
not the boogeyman?
Yes, but here's the thing. He's more invincible now.
He's more invincible.
Yes.
So Steph's not more
LeBron,
invincible?
LeBron. Before he ain't going a whole half only scoring 3 points. Well, he maybe a few. You know what I'm saying? But I haven't seen him do nothing like that in a while.
So Steph is invincible.
Listen. If I got to bank on, here's what I'd rather bank on: LeBron having a great game, but A. Disney disappearing. I'll take that 9 times over, hoping everyone on the Warriors don't hit shots.
So wouldn't that be the case for the Warriors as well, where Steph will go off, but Klay Thompson not show up or Jordan Poole not show up. Isn't that possible as well?
Yes, but
Let me ask you this.
how many times did that happen in the playoffs?
Let me ask you this. Between the Lakers and the Warriors, who is more capable of winning if their second option is not getting it going? The Lakers or the Warriors?
The Warriors.
You're crazy. You're freaking crazy. What?
You forgetting Andrew Wiggins is coming back.
Oh, Andrew Wiggins is coming back. All right, yeah. Okay.
Listen, we see what the Lakers look like when the second option ain't playing. It ain't good.
Talking about Anthony Davis?
Yes. Anthony Davis should be the first option. LeBron is about 40, 38? Good grief. How much work is he supposed to put in?
Well, I mean, the Lakers did beat the Jazz when Anthony Davis wasn't really getting it going, so it's possible.
I mean,
guys were stepping up.
It's the Jazz. They ain't have Laurie Marketing.
It's the Jazz.
They didn't have, who else? They ain't having like no real starters besides Colin Sexton out there.
All right. That's how you feel. I mean, I disagree, but I think the Kings are making a big mistake playing. Actually, no, they're making the right decision. They're making the right decision if they are sitting out their players. Seems like a lot of teams don't want no smoke with the Lakers. You know, I see a lot of teams.
Because you got to, I'm not going to say it.
Why? Just say it. Just say it. Say it. We on the podcast right now.
Nope.
Why are
I've
you
said
scared?
it before. I ain't saying it.
Why are you scared, man?
I wouldn't want to play the Lakers either. You kidding me? You see how them refs moving? You got to beat LeBron and the refs. I'm good.
All right. That's fair.
Hopefully the calls in the playoffs aren't terrible across the league.
Then why would you want to play the Lakers over the Warriors if you're scared of the refs and LeBron getting all the calls? You just said You just said I wouldn't want to play the Lakers either because of the refs.
Yeah. So you said
I got you. See?
Nah.
Look at you.
It's a lose-lose in my opinion. I've just seen the Warriors do some crazy. That last run last year, it made me a believer.
But they were like a top 2 seed. They were winning on the road. They had good habits. This team right here, bad habits. Question marks. Red flag everywhere.
Yet, I still think they'll prevail. I ain't saying they're coming out the West now. That's insanity. I don't know who's coming. The Western Conference, this has been the worst Western Conference I've seen probably in my life.
Worst Western Conference you've seen? Interesting. I've seen worse. The Warrior years with Kevin Durant. Come on now.
I mean,
that was terrible. We already knew. Like, that was just bad. The only team that
the Spurs was giving them bump until Kawhi got hurt.
Yeah, but
the Rockets took them to 7.
The first year where they had the Spurs, but no. Even if Kawhi was healthy, nobody had. No, they weren't gonna win, bro.
It would have been a good series, though.
They weren't gonna win. At most they probably get one more game. At most, they'd be lucky to get another game. But that series, that first year with Kevin Durant was awful, completely awful. But
you know what?
What?
Based on my previous logic on this podcast about the better dudes, the Lakers should be the favorites to come out in this playoff, come out the West. They are the team with the most dudes.
Okay.
So,
but you're not gonna pick them, though.
You know what? I'd rather play. If that's the case, based on my previous sayings on this, I'd rather play the Warriors.
Oh.
I'd rather play the Warriors.
Okay.
Just because of my previous statements on previous episodes.
Okay.
I can't change the philosophy. The team with the better dudes win.
Interesting. So coaching doesn't matter to you, huh?
Oh, it definitely matters.
It doesn't. Oh, so the coach.
But the thing is, the talent discrepancy between Sacramento and the Warriors is more even than Sacramento and the Lakers.
And the fact that Mike Brown, former Warriors coach, he was with the Warriors for a while, so he kind of knows some things. Makes more sense that
Was he a defensive coach?
I I can't really say. I don't really
Or
know.
was he just assistant?
Yeah, he was an assistant coach. Coach, so he knows a lot more. All right, so there was news yesterday about Zion Williamson, and he will not be able to play in the play-in. Now, that's not surprising. I think everybody expected.
It's just a shame.
Yeah, it really is, and it's just unfortunate because he's just a talented player. At one point, they were the number 1 seed with him, and the fact that ever since then, they've been trying to climb back. I think they won maybe 8 or 9 games. Like, they've been on a roll lately, and so they have the 8th seed.
They just beat the Grizzlies.
Grizzlies,
right?
yeah, but without Ja Morant.
Oh, Ja wasn't playing?
Yeah, he wasn't playing. So
I hate how tough the Grizzlies are.
Well, I like the Pelicans, but I just think they'll make the playoffs for sure.
Oh yeah,
I think they will because I like their makeup.
They ain't make it last year. They gonna make it this year though.
It's so funny how the Timberwolves, they were looking so good, and then the Suns just ran right through them. The Lakers just ran right through them, and now they're on the outside looking in. Man, a week in the West, it can do a lot for a lot of teams.
They even under the Mavs?
No. They in the play and they're like the 9th seed.
I thought you meant. Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, but they're still like kind of outside looking in when it comes to the playoff picture because they're the 9th seed and not the 8th seed, right? Because they were the 7th seed at one point, I think. They may have been even the 6th seed at one point.
I think they were.
Yeah, and then the Suns and the Lakers came through and said, not today. And because at one point they were like, oh, this Rudy Gobert, this shit actually works. Jaden McDaniels fooled everybody. The Jaden McDaniels, the Kevin Durant, LeBron stopper. Like we thought before, the experiment was stupid.
That term needs to be dead in the water. Nobody is a KD or LeBron stopper.
That whole experiment, the Rudy Gobert, the Karl-Anthony Towns, the Anthony Edwards experiment, it was stupid. You don't trade all those guys for Rudy Gobert. It was dumb. So I'm glad they're finally getting exposed because they kept getting away with it. I was like, there's no way that teams are letting this squad with Rudy Gobert at the center, this big-ass lineup, 1990s lineup, keep getting away with it. And it's finally come down to this. And so I think the Pelicans will make it. But Minnesota, they have a lot of talent, so it is possible. But, yeah. On the east side of things, the Bucks, they clinched the number 1 seed finally. Celtics, they clinched the number 2 seed. It's looking like the 76ers will probably be the 3rd seed. And Cleveland and the Knicks, I think they've clinched their spots as well. They're going to face one another in the first round, which is going to be really good. But
I think the East is going to be way better than the West as far as these playoffs.
I don't know. I don't think so. I have to disagree from this standpoint. Because the talent discrepancy, the talent is so close in the West, I think the games are going to be entertaining.
Okay.
The first round alone will be entertaining. Now the second round,
I think the East will just be cleaner ball. Because the West, I don't know what you're gonna get. You don't know what you're gonna get from the
West
teams
is like March Madness. It's a bunch of teams where the playing field is so close you really can't tell who's going to make it out. I think that's what the Western Conference is going to be.
Like, for crying out loud, it's a team with KD, Book, and Chris Paul. They not really even 100% expected to make it out the West.
And they're the favorites, but they're not the clear cut.
Exactly.
Which, understandable.
What are we doing here?
Well, they have to get it done. People don't respect them because I'm just looking at their squad. They have MPJ, they have Jamal Murray, Aaron Gordon. Like, they don't have another dude that you can go to and say, all right, he's a star. They don't
used to be Jamal Murray, but
yeah, the injury sort of took him out. He's not in the bubble. We're not in the bubble no more, so he's not going to average 30. He's not going to drop 50. They don't have another guy that you can really look to and sort of take the game over. They don't have like a Paul. They need like a Paul George type of talent, right? Like a second tier. Like he's a number 2, but he's still a star that you can rely on per se. They don't have that. That's why people don't fear them. That's why teams don't fear them. I guarantee the Lakers, they don't fear them. The Suns probably don't fear them either. A lot of teams don't fear them, and
especially when you can abuse Jokic on a PNR. It happens every single year.
Like, you know what they remind me of? They remind me of the Dirk Mavericks back in 2007, where Dirk he got.
I don't think that's fair.
Why?
Because at least the Mavs. Oh wait, no, they lost that.
They
year.
lost. They lost in the first
year,
round.
Well, shoot, they got it together at one point. In 2011, they finally got.
That's different. I'm talking about the 2007 where Dirk won MVP and he lost in the first round. That's what this team reminds me of. Where it's like, okay, they have a system that they utilize as a good system.
Did it last year, 2006, they went to the finals, right?
They did.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, Jokic ain't even get. Well, he got to the Western Conference Finals, but
yeah, in the bubble.
This
But
Dirk won MVP, got cooked in the first.
I mean,
But didn't he have to play? Didn't he have to play
Golden State?
Oh, he played Golden State. Oh,
yeah, last year I think it was. Yeah, I mean, he still dropped his 30.
No, I'm talking about. Didn't the Mavs have to play? What team they played?
They played
Utah?
Utah. Then they played the Suns. And then they played Golden State.
No, I'm talking about the Mavs in 07.
Oh, 07?
Didn't
they played Golden State.
They played Golden State.
Yeah, they lost to Golden State. Remember the We Believe?
Yeah,
We Believe. Yeah, so I think that's what this team reminds me of, where it's like, okay, they have a collection of players that fit, but it's not like very talented. They're coached well, but they have an MVP caliber player. But at the end of the day, they don't have another guy that can go to that puts fear on the opponent. So that's where I'm sort of looking at it. And you could argue that this is one of the worst number 1 seeds in recent memory.
I don't know, that Hawks team in 2015.
But they did win they won 60 games and stuff.
They did go to the conference finals.
Yeah, they went to the conference finals. This team right here, though, just speaking from the Western Conference perspective, this is one of the worst number 1 seeds in recent memory that I could think of. I can't think of another number 1. I would say the 07 Mavericks was not really good. I remember the Spurs lost in 2011. They got upset by the Grizzlies. I forget. I don't know if Ginobili or Parker were playing, but there was something going on in the series. I forget exactly, but I know they were upset. So that's another team you could point to, even though they did have the talent. They had Ginobili, Parker, and Tim Duncan. But yeah, and then I think the Seattle Supersonics, they were number 1 seed. They got upset by the Denver Nuggets one year. So yeah, there's some number 1 seeds, and this, you could say this one as well is one of the worst. So
wait, no, you forgot them Jazz teams.
Oh yeah, that Jazz, the Donovan Mitchell. Was it 2 years ago where the Clippers without Kawhi Leonard beat them in 6, I think it was. Yeah, that was one of the worst ones as well. That was terrible. I'm not gonna lie.
Everyone knew they was fraudulent though.
Mm-hmm. But I thought that they could beat the Clippers without Kawhi at least. They let Reggie Jackson cook them, really?
Man, Reggie and PG was getting their game off.
Reggie fooled a lot of people too. People were like, oh my God, Reggie is so good. Now he's on the bench. He can barely get PT with the Nuggets. So he fooled a lot of people. Got a new contract too. Good for him. But, man, you fooled a lot of people, my brother. You fooled a lot. Because people in Detroit, they were looking at you kind of like,
why was he doing that over here?
Yeah. Like, where did this come from? So, yeah, he fooled a lot of people. But, anywho, from the east side of things.
It's always one fake hooper in the playoffs every year. Last year, it was freaking Grant Williams. Like, come on, man. Now this dude is some cut now. Like, it's crazy.
Oh man, Grant Williams, yes.
That was some fake hoops. That TJ Warren year, oh my goodness. In the bubble.
What is it, Grant? I think it was Derek White. Remember Derek White?
Yeah.
Also had
come on, man.
I think it was against he had some moments against Milwaukee and Miami.
That was sickening, bro. He had 30 points in the I was so sick. I was like, this is not real.
Well, did Grant Williams, was that against Milwaukee where he had, I think it may have been
Yes.
Game 7?
Yes.
Oh, my gosh, dude.
I think he got his game off against the Heat, too. I was like, what is going on?
Yeah. Celtics that year, for some reason, like, they're role players. Like, sometimes they just out of nowhere. And that's what you need. Like, you need
dudes.
You need an Alfred, right? JJ Redick explained it perfectly. He was like, you need a Batman, you need a Robin, right? But you also need an Alfred. And Alfred, he won't always come up for you, but occasionally he'll save you. He'll come through when you need him most. And it's not always the same Alfred. It might be a different Alfred. And I thought that was a great way of explaining it. And that's what you need.
What you also need? You also need a Lucius.
A Lucius Fox. That's an interesting
That's the
one.
coach.
That's the coach.
He supplies Batman what he needs to succeed.
That's a good one. That's a really good one. So yeah, like the Alfred, like LeBron, he had a bunch of Alfreds. He had a Mario Chalmers. He had a Norris Cole. He had a Mike Miller. He had a Shane Battier. Those were some of the Alfreds. LeBron, 2020, he had a
Caruso.
A Caruso. Yeah, he had a Caruso. So stuff like that.
KCP.
Rondo. Rajon Rondo. Yeah, KCP. So guys like that. LeBron in Cleveland. He had a J.R. Smith. He had a Tristan Thompson at times. He had a Kevin Love. A Shumpert at times. So yeah, different things like that. Like you need an Alfred, and that's how teams win. Golden State last year, they had a Jordan Poole. They had a Wiggins, right? So guys like that, where you have a Batman, you have a Robin, and you have Alfred with the Nuggets. I don't know if they have a Robin. They have a Batman and they have a bunch of Alfreds, and that's the problem. You can't win like that. Mm-hmm. It's not 1993 where the Houston Rockets were able to win a championship because they're playing the New York Knicks. No, you can't do that. It's not how it is.
He was going crazy that run.
He was going crazy that run. You can't win with a bunch of Alfreds. I'm sorry, that's just not how it's going to roll. But yeah, the Eastern Conference, the talent is obviously a lot better. From top to bottom, it's a lot better. It's more competitive. I was looking at, I think it may have been Kendrick Perkins who said that something about the Celtics, they don't want to see the Miami Heat in the first round. Like, Miami Heat's not good. I don't care what they say. Oh, they're well coached. Oh, Jimmy Butler, playoff Jimmy. If the Celtics cannot beat the Heat, shame on them. Because the Heat this entire season have been treading on water. They are lucky they're in the 6th spot right now. They are so lucky because the talent is awful. Have you seen their roster?
Wait, the Knicks is the 4th seed?
They're the 5th seed.
So 5 and 6 play each other, right?
No.
No, 4 and 5. Okay,
they play Cleveland.
Okay.
I have Cleveland.
So they play 6. They play.
The Heat are 6th seed. The Heat are 6th seed.
So the Sixers.
Oh yeah. They play the Sixers. Yeah.
Okay.
I think because the C's. I think at the time the C's and the 76ers was like sort of close. That's why he said that. But I don't know why he would want to be. Now I think the Heat and the Nets are like close. So like that's why he may have also said that. It's because I think they're like maybe a half game or a game behind one another. So either way, I think the Heat are not really a threat. I don't care.
So the East playing teams is the Nets.
Yeah, the Nets. Let me think. I think the Hawks.
Yeah, the Hawks.
And who else? I gotta remember. Where's my phone?
I should know. I just seen it.
Yeah, I forget.
Dang, that's kind of a shame.
Yeah, I can't remember. The Bulls.
Oh yeah,
the Bulls.
The Bulls.
It's the Bulls, Hawks, Nets,
and
who's the other? It's not the Magic.
No, it's not the Magic.
No, it's definitely not the Magic. It's not the I don't think it's the Pacers.
No, it's not the Pacers.
Damn.
Pacers competing for top 10 pick. Well, they actually are top 10 pick.
Yeah, I can't remember the other team. Shame on me.
Is it? Dang. Well,
I don't know. Yeah, search it up. I can't remember.
That's a shame.
Yeah, I
Eastern
can't.
Conference in the dirt.
Yeah, it really is. I can't remember who it is. I know the Bulls are in it, but I can't remember who else
I'm
is
gonna
in
look
it.
at it and be like,
Yeah,
Raptors,
Raptors.
the try-hard team.
Yeah, the tryhard team.
The Bulls is the 10th
Yeah,
seed.
yeah.
That's pretty much the play-in is pretty much solidified.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see the Bulls. I don't think they can jump the Raptors
For sure.
because they're 2 games behind.
No. I think.
I think the stand is pretty much set in stone. The Nets is actually the 6th seed.
Yeah.
The Heat are the 7th.
So yeah, still Kendrick Perkins. I still don't believe that the Heat are really much of a challenge for.
If the Sixers get the Nets, that'd be let off. They get let off so easily, unless Mikal Bridges turns into Superman.
The Sixers, there's a lot of pressure on them. They have to.
They got cooked by the Bucks the other night. I don't know if Embiid was playing.
He was.
Yeah,
he was. There's a lot of pressure on the Sixers to get it done this year, to make it to the Eastern Conference
especially
Finals.
since Joel about to win MVP.
Because the Celtics, they've looked vulnerable since the All-Star break. They've looked very vulnerable. So this is the year that the Celtics finally get it going. They just beat the Celtics the other night. Now, granted, they were missing some starters, but at the same time, they did win. And they need to get it done. If they don't get it done this year, I don't know when they'll get it done ever, because this is a perfect time. Tyrese Maxey, he wants his money, so you better capitalize now, because Tyrese Maxey, he's going to eventually want some money. I was looking at this one headline, one of the articles saying that, Tyrese Maxey could potentially get 5 years, $200 million. So you better capitalize now, or else you're going to be, you might have to not be able to re-sign Tyrese Maxey. So the time is now, Sixers. Joel Embiid, people crowning you the MVP. If you can't even make a conference finals, I'm sorry. All that hype that people were saying about you, it's gonna go out the window. It's gonna go out the window.
Wasn't the conference finals when that Kawhi shot happened?
No,
that wasn't the conference
semis.
Finals? Dang.
Semifinals. That was
They played like it was a conference
I know.
finals.
That was a really good series. That was a really good series. But
yeah, he got to make the conference finals.
if MB doesn't make the conference finals, you know how many people are going to turn on him? Because a lot of people were just praising him, saying he's the MVP, saying all this stuff, trying to downplay Jokic. But Jokic made the conference finals with a fully loaded squad. MB doesn't make the conference finals with this talent? With James Harden, there's no Ben Simmons. You don't have to blame Ben Simmons no more.
You already know who they're gonna scapegoat if they
Doc
don't
Rivers.
Also James Harden. Even if he plays, where they're gonna be like, well, James Harden's a choker. He's never.
You have James Harden. You have Tyrese Maxey. You have Tobias Harris. You have a nice squad. Now the bench.
PJ Tucker.
Yeah,
Defensive
all right.
guy.
Nah, but the bench is. But still, you have.
They may get a little something from Melton.
Yeah, you still have. You have a solid squad. It's time to get it done. If you don't get it done, a lot of those people that was praising you are gonna turn against you like that. So that's gonna be something to watch for.
Let's play a game. Let's
play a game right now.
All right. So, I'm gonna say a team and then pick which one. So if the Sixers were to match up against the Cavs, who do you like?
Like the Sixers.
Okay. They match up against the Knicks. You like the Knicks? You like the Sixers?
I like the Sixers. Yeah.
Do you like them over the Celtics?
No, I have the Celtics.
Do you like them over the Bucks?
No.
So how the heck are they gonna get to the Western Conference Finals?
Because I think.
I guess one of them could get knocked out.
Because I think that this year is a perfect time for them to get to the conference finals, because I believe the Celtics, just the way that they played, are very vulnerable. Some of their role players, I think that, especially like a Derek White, a Grant Williams, especially Grant Williams, he hasn't played that well this year. I think that the role players are definitely I don't think they're going to really show up much. I think Joe Mazzulla, he's been a question mark when it comes to coaching as well.
True.
With Ime Udoka, the Celtics team was a lot better coached with Ime Udoka. I think they were more battle tested. I think they just from an adjustment standpoint, from a defensive standpoint, they were a lot better just execute. And so I think this year alone, there's no excuse for the 76ers not to make the conference finals. Now, I'm not confident because it just seems like the Celtics always have their number no matter what. But that's still not an excuse because this is a perfect opportunity. The Celtics are probably at the lowest they've ever been since the last year of Brad Stevens' coaching career, where I think they made the 8th seed or something, and they lost to the Nets, or the 7th seed, I think it was, and they lost to the Nets. So the time is now. I'm not trying to see the time is now. No, I'm not. All right. Well, anyway, yeah, the time is now. Get it done. That's all I gotta say. But
the way this bracket looking, they gonna have to play at least the Celtics.
Yeah,
because if they win they win that first round, they're gonna play the Celtics. So
obviously, but I think the Bucks overall they're gonna make the finals. But Chris Middleton is gonna be a question mark. If Chris Middleton doesn't show up, let's say he plays, but he doesn't play well, I don't see them advancing. The Milwaukee Bucks, everything's going to come down to Chris Middleton. The entire Eastern Conference playoffs, everything's going to come down to Chris Middleton.
I can agree on it.
He is the person that controls it all. Without him, the Celtics are going to the finals. With him, the Celtics are going to lose to Giannis in the conference finals. And that's how I look at it. Cleveland and New York, I have Cleveland winning that series. I just think Cleveland has too much firepower. I want to say something. How you feel about that before I go?
Yeah, I agree.
You agree?
Because they need Julius Randle to show up, and the Cavaliers have the perfect bigs to keep Randle in check. So yeah.
And his game is not really suited for playoffs. He just looks uncomfortable. That one year when he was in the playoffs, he looked very uncomfortable. I don't know if I'm confident. Now, he's gotten a lot better. He's been very good this year.
Yeah.
And we don't know when he's going to come back. Is he going to come back game one? We don't know. So that's a question mark. And one thing I have to say, because I hear a lot about, when it comes to Cleveland, I hear a lot about Evan Mobley, right? And Evan Mobley, he's one of those players where you have to really watch the game to understand just how unique he is.
Yeah.
Because he's not a highlight guy. He's not somebody that's going to drop 35 to 40, but he's going to make a lot of winning plays. And that's why you hear a lot of these NBA analysts, these radio guys rave about him, because he does a lot of things that result in winning defensively, right? He could also hit the mid-range shot.
Elite defender.
He's still building, trying to get his body up and, build weight. So that's why, he may not be first team all defense yet, because you saw Embiid cook him and he was bullying him in the paint. But eventually I think he's gonna get to that level. But right now, he's not there yet. But Cleveland, they just have too much firepower, too much talent. Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, Evan Mobley, Jared Allen, and then the guy, I forgot who's their three, but he's pretty solid as well. Nah, not
LeVert, not the three.
Nah, no.
Okoro.
Okoro, yeah, he's okay. So they just have so much talent, and I just think the Knicks, they just don't have enough dudes, even though they are well coached.
Mm-hmm. See, it's a good thing when you can put Karis LeVert on the bench.
Yes.
Instead of him getting starter minutes like he's good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Cavs are such a wild card, because I wouldn't be shocked if they upset the Celtics, if they upset a team like the Sixers, because they have the talent. It's just about executing it right. It's just about getting the best out of Donovan Mitchell, because Donovan Mitchell, in my opinion, I think he's a top 20 player. I think he'll probably make the All-NBA. It's just about going out there and executing it. And so they are very young. That is a question mark, but I think that they do have the makings of possibly making a conference finals. So
yeah.
Yeah, but that's really the East landscape of things. And we're just going to have to see the last two games how the standings will sort of play out in the Western Conference. Because I fully believe the Clippers will play their players. I don't see them resting them. If you're going to go all out against the Lakers like that, there's no way in hell you're going to rest your players. That was a sign that they want that fifth seed. They don't want to be in play-in. So I don't see that happening unless whatever happens with the Warriors, because they have the tiebreaker with the Warriors. They have the tiebreaker against the Lakers. So I don't know how they'll do it, but I just see they'll play the final two. All right, so is there anything else you want to talk about when it comes to the NBA world that we haven't discussed yet?
No.
Okay, well,
ready for the playoffs.
Pretty much, and we'll give an update next week. I think the play-in, so we'll be able to react to the play-in games. So by the time we come back to the NBA, the playoffs will be like right there, like a day before and stuff. So we'll definitely be reacting to some of those games.
I put my life in these sentences. Fucking right, it's either that or life sentences. I'm relatives with Benjamin. I used to give a fuck about my luck when I was innocent. Now what the fuck is up? I'm at your neck like a penalty, nigga.